Coming up, the latest on that deadly shooting at a Phillipsburg supermarket.
Also on the Center County Report, some State College residents are angry about a new Penn State construction plan that puts their homes and neighborhood right in the path of something they say may be a real danger.
And big changes to our local housing market. Find out if the news is good or bad. The Center County Report starts now.
Welcome to the Center County Report. I'm Nick Formica.
And I'm Joanna Rojas. The investigation continues today after a former state trooper killed his wife yesterday at a Phillipsburg market and then killed himself. Police say Mark Miscavige went to the county market where his wife Tracy worked. He shot her, then himself. Miscavige was facing domestic violence charges and she filed for divorce just a few days ago. Center County District Attorney Stacey Parks Miller, whose office was prosecuting Miscavige, issued a statement last night. She said, "This is beyond devastating. We tried to keep him incarcerated. The system failed her and her family, and we are part of this system. Our apology is woefully inadequate, and we are praying for this family." Miscavige retired in 2011 after serving 15 years with the state police.
State College Borough residents are fired up about some new construction plans. Kelly Rule has more on the local controversy.
I think it's just a scam.
Very frustrated and even angry.
State College Borough residents are taking serious action after Penn State made plans to build a high-pressure natural gas line past their homes leading up to the West Campus steam plant. The project is to convert the steam plant from coal to natural gas to meet new federal EPA standards. But some residents say it's not worth risking their safety.
The pipe that exploded in Allentown was the same size that they want to install in our neighborhood. You just never know. These things happen all the time.
The pipe will cover 1.9 miles, adding to the 50 miles of natural gas pipeline in the borough that Columbia Gas currently owns. Company spokesman Russell Bedell says safety is the primary focus.
We're taking a number of safety precautions and measures. In fact, we're going above and beyond. Our projects meet or exceed all state and federal standards for the design, the construction, and operation of these pipelines.
This coated steel pipe will be 12 inches in diameter, making it the largest natural gas pipe in the borough. It will run right past these houses behind me on Prospect Avenue, including Bel Air Avenue and South Borough Street. But officials say they did not have much of a choice.
Going other alternate routes could have lengthened the project from 1 year to 2 years, which would have created traffic interruptions, lane closures, forcing traffic, onto other streets for 2 years. So this was definitely deemed to be the best route.
And the least expensive, with a price of $45 million.
Expanding the East Campus steam plant capacity was $100 million, and the heat pump system to completely replace the steam system was $240 million.
But some residents still believe the university could have taken other options.
This pipeline represents all risk and no benefits for the borough residents. It does not belong in a neighborhood.
In State College, I'm Kelly Rule for the Center County Report.
Construction of the pipeline could begin next month and finish by October. Penn State has now completed more than 70% of the 119 recommendations proposed by the Free Report. After the Jerry Sandusky scandal, Free made the recommendations aimed at improving the university's responses in the areas of safety and governance. The university is set to finish all the Free recommendations by the end of the year.
There's no shortage of opinion when it comes to calls to reform the Board of Trustees at Penn State. State Representative Kerry Benninghoff is no different. He believes the only way to see real change take place on the board is through legislative action in Harrisburg.
I have a bill in that says that no sitting governor, regardless of party, shall sit on any board where they have fiduciary oversight if the Commonwealth provides appropriations to them.
At their meeting earlier this month, the Board of Trustees introduced a proposal to make the governor and the university president non-voting members of the board, but Benninghoff's bill would remove the governor and the cabinet members from the board altogether. Spring is here, and that means prime time for home sales. After years of a sluggish economy, experts tell us things are finally looking up here in Center County. Reporter Anita O checks out the housing market, starting with one couple who just bought their first home.
It's the home they've always dreamed of owning, and just a month ago, that dream became a reality for the Dexter family of State College.
it's an independence from not renting anymore.
This is home number one.
This is our first home, so we feel like, wow, we're actually owning something. It's very odd for us to own. I mean, we own our cars, but this is the only other thing we truly own.
For this couple, buying a house for the first time was easier than expected.
I thought we would look for a year or two. We didn't think we would find something so quickly.
Yeah.
So.
Realtors say that's because the housing market in Center County is finally recovering after an ugly crash in 2008. Last year, realtors saw almost 1,500 homes sold here, the highest number of residential sales since 2007. So far this year, we're seeing more encouraging signs.
And I mean, I can already see the beginning of this year. We're only 3 months into the year, and it's already busier than it would have been last year in this first quarter.
Over the past few years, average home prices in Center County dipped, but now they're back up to around $200,000, the same level they were before the collapse. And the good news is, it won't end here.
Now, if we ever do get spring in Center County this year, I imagine that April, if and when spring comes, and May are going to be tremendously busy.
Houses in Center County are selling faster than before, with the average home selling in just 85 days last year compared to over 100 in 2011. Joining me now to take a closer look at the economy is Nittany Lion Fund Manager Nate Rubenstein. He's live at the Rogers Family Trading Room at Penn State. Nate, it's great to have you with us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So as we saw, the local housing market here is picking up. What kinds of trends are we seeing?
Sure. So as we head into the summer and spring season, which is the bulk of the housing season, we've seen rising home builder confidence and rising pricing levels, and we think that's going to continue into the rest of 2013. Mortgage rates staying below 4% is really good for new home sales and existing home sales, and so going forward, we think that trend will continue. Locally, we've seen the PA Farm Show, or the PA Home Show was earlier this month. We saw a lot of foot traffic there and a lot of optimism out of landscapers. The mid-state wasn't hit as hard during the recession, so their sales recovered a lot quicker. One thing that has lagged is home prices, and we think that as the rest of the national economy continues to improve, that these prices will come back.
So some good signs there. Another encouraging sign is the stock market has been trading at record highs lately. The Dow just had its best first quarter since 1998. So what's causing this economic recovery, and is it sustainable?
Yeah, so the two big things that have caused this recovery have been an improving consumer and obviously the housing market, which we've talked about. Going forward, unemployment has been a little bit slow to come back. The current national rate is about 7.7%, but we think that one positive sign is that the jobless claims and unemployment claims have really come down. So we think going forward with higher corporate profits into the rest of 2013, we're very optimistic. We think this market has a lot of room to go.
Nate Rubenstein, thanks so much for being with us today.
Sure, thanks for having me.
Live in studio, I'm Anita O. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Anita. If Facebook were a country, it would be the third largest in the world. And as social networking becomes a primary source of communication for teens, the Bellefonte Area School District is teaming up with parents to help them understand the ins and outs and the dangers. The district held a workshop on Tuesday at the middle school to help parents understand issues like spoofing, which is a way for teens to prank call from any existing phone number of their choice. Julie Fitzgerald is one parent who says she just wants more information.
Just wanted to learn more about the technology that's out there. I feel like I've not kept up with as much as what's going on, and my kids probably know more than I do. So I'd like to know more what's out there so I know what they're exposed to.
Experts attended the workshop, from a State College police detective to a Verizon Wireless employee. Parents had a chance to ask questions about social networking and other issues like how to prevent their teens from sexting using Snapchat and bullying on Facebook.
Starting next Monday, the Borough of State College will begin its new refuse and organics recycling program. Residents will use borough-provided carts for trash collection. Delivery of the new trash cans, which come in one of 3 sizes, was scheduled to begin Monday, but bad weather delayed it. People will also receive an organic waste card if they opted into the organic waste program. That allows residents to put food scraps, coffee grounds, and other compost items at the curb. And to reduce strain on the workers, the borough bought 2 new garbage trucks with automated arms that will pick up and dump the trucks. Coming up, students and local community members prepare for a monumental performance commemorating the 50th anniversary of Penn State School of Arts and Architecture.
And many locals feel that some doctor-recommended vaccinations may not always be necessary to get. Find out which ones next.
Every year, about 12,000 women are diagnosed with cervical cancer, and about 4,000 die from it in the United States. I looked into the value of getting vaccinated with a local nurse.
Mom wanted to have me get the Gardasil vaccination because she's really into preventive medicine, and she thought it'd be better, especially me coming to college and just in my adult life.
Human papillomavirus is probably one of the last things on the minds of college students, and recently some parents have also been questioning the vaccine to treat it. The Center for Disease Control recommends the vaccination for young women and even men, but some people still choose not to get it. I spoke with Shelley Hafner, the nurse manager at University Health Services, about the different reasons why more people are saying no to a preventative vaccine that is highly recommended by doctors.
Some people feel that vaccines have been linked to autism, but that's definitely been ruled out.
Some parents decide not to let their daughters get the vaccine because they say there's no need for someone who's not sexually active.
And they said, well, you know, if your child is sexually active, her chances for getting cervical cancer are, you know, increasing. And that was where I just said, wait a minute, stop. I said, you know, my daughter's 12. I know she's not sexually active.
But Hafner says people should be vaccinated regardless of whether they are sexually active or not.
Because they're not sexually active, so they don't need it. That's a fallacy, because if you, as I said before, if you get the vaccine before you have contact with the virus, it may be helpful in preventing you from getting that virus, developing it.
But to a mother who believes an STD is only possible for someone who has premarital sex, the vaccination is not an option.
Just don't think it's necessary, and I think if doctors try to push it on the patients, that they're doing them a disservice. They're taking the choice away from them.
Experts say there are about 15,000 HPV-associated cancers in the United States that may be prevented by vaccines each year.
A massive musical theater piece originally commissioned by Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis and the first piece ever performed in the Kennedy Center is coming to Penn State. Peter Corvesses has more.
Leonard Bernstein's Mass is making its debut in State College to celebrate the 50th anniversary of Penn State University's School of Arts and Architecture. A collaboration between the School of Music, Theater, and Center for Performing Arts, the play showcases the importance of faith.
There may be only 20 people in the main cast, but in just a week there will be over 400 people on stage in Eisenhower Auditorium.
The massive theater event is an undertaking that many at Penn State have been planning for years.
I've been having conversations about doing it for some time, for several years. It is probably about a year and a half ago, maybe, that the piece became a sort of real possibility.
The story of Mass is about the celebrant, who discovers a holy place and becomes a religious leader to his disciples and to the choir that joins him on stage. While Bernstein's work is titled Mass, it's actually not aimed at a specific religion, but it is based on the Roman Catholic liturgy.
It's not a religious piece in the sense that it is espousing a religious dogma or a religious point of view. He's espousing, if anything, faith, right? Not a religion or a dogma, but faith.
And it's faith that drew local church choir director Walter Wells to participate in the Mass.
Because it deals with the struggles that, if we're all honest, that we all have, if we are believers, however that belief be, no matter how strong we may think our faith is, it will be challenged.
In University Park, I'm Peter Corvesses for the Center County Report.
Bernstein's Mass will premiere in the Eisenhower Auditorium next Friday at 7:30 p.m. and Saturday at 2 p.m. Tickets are $37 for adults and $10 for Penn State students. Following up on a story we brought you earlier this year, the Penn State Lion Shrine, which was set to be closed for renovation starting this month, will now stay open until the end of the semester. Penn State OPP told us because of the ongoing wintry weather, the renovations on the Lion Shrine are now pushed back until after spring commencement. The shrine will be closed throughout the summer, but will open to visitors from August 5th to the 11th for summer graduation. The repairs include more lighting and handicap accessibility. It's scheduled to be finished the first week in September.
And a State College landmark, best known as Inspiration Mural, is preparing for an expansion with a brand new sidewalk. It's near the corner of Heister Street and College Avenue, and the Sidewalk Inspiration Way will pay tribute to Joe Paterno and others who have inspired State College. The public can buy 3 different types of bricks to engrave their favorite memory of Coach Paterno, ranging in price from $100 to $1,000. Funds from the bricks will help pay for a protective coating to shield the mural from any damage. Construction is expected to begin soon.
The winter that does not seem to go away is finally going to let up just in time for Easter weekend with a little bit of mild air moving in at least for the first half of the weekend. By Easter Sunday, we could see a chance for showers, and those will hang around through the day on Monday. And fun fact for you, if we do see rain on Monday, that would make 8 Mondays in a row with measurable rain or snowfall. So evidently Mother Nature not much of a Monday person herself. The good news is once we dry out after Monday, we'll stay dry for the rest of the week. Right now in Centre County, we're in the mid-30s, and again, those cloudy skies helping to keep temperatures down, and if nothing else, make things feel a little bit gloomier out there as well. Before the end of the day today, we'll make it up into the mid-40s across much of the county. That's about 10 degrees below where we should be for this time of the year, but again, those low temperatures not too far from where they should be, and that's helped keep the average temperature for the month of March as a whole not too far off from where it should be. National radar showing just a few lake effect snow showers up in the northeast. Again, the clouds hanging tough across much of the western half of Pennsylvania. Our next focus for precipitation is here in the lower Mississippi River Valley. This area of rain will get itself more organized over the next day or so, and again, this is what will bring the chance for showers as we head into your Easter Sunday. But the first half of the weekend looking very nice with high pressure in control. That means milder air for the eastern half of the country and plenty of sunshine as well. So again, not a bad start to your Easter weekend, but the chance for showers does come in as we head into the day on Sunday, with temperatures making it into the upper 40s for your Easter Sunday. And again, the showers hanging around through the day on Monday, with maybe even a couple of snowflakes mixing in, as those low temperatures will be below freezing once again. But like I said, after Monday rolls around, we do dry out for the rest of the week. Temperatures initially drop back into the low 40s, but then we slowly climb back into the low 50s, which isn't too far from where we should be, but still below average. So it's been a slow process, but we're getting there.
Oh my goodness, I just cannot wait to finally be able to pull out my spring dresses.
Yeah, I'm just ready to break out the shorts and t-shirts.
Absolutely, me too.
Thanks, Heather. Now let's see what's going on in sports with Ashley.
Coming up in sports, find out which Penn State football recruit is facing legal issues. And Mother Nature hasn't been kind to the spring sports, which are currently getting underway this month. See how local teams have been coping with the unpredictable weather. We start with disappointing news for Penn State football. 2013 linebacker commit Zaid Isa has been arrested in Susquehanna Township on felony charges of forgery for allegedly passing counterfeit money at fast food restaurants. He's charged with 2 other men, and all 3 men were arraigned and released on $1,000 unsecured bail. Penn State football and head coach Bill O'Brien have yet to comment. While Isa is set to be part of the 2013 Penn State football team, head coach Bill O'Brien is currently focused on preparation for next season in spring practice. The team says O'Brien is continuing to settle in comfortably with the program, and with the past behind them, everyone is focusing on the 2013 season. Daquan Jones says the atmosphere has been positive.
So right now, like, the whole atmosphere is just a family thing now. Everyone's working towards the family, getting real tight and nitty. So right now, I can say the atmosphere here has been the closest I've seen in a while.
Malcolm Willis says O'Brien's honesty has played a big role with the team, and he is pushing them as much as possible.
I feel like he knows what we have here, and he's just trying to get as much out of every player that he possibly can. If you're a starter, if you're a backup, or if you're a role player that's just playing on special teams, he'll tell you that, and he'll expect everything out of you every day of practice and every game.
All the spring practices lead up to the annual Blue-White game on April 20th, which is just 22 days away. Despite their upset loss to LSU in the NCAA tournament on Tuesday, the Lady Lions did get some good news this week. The Women's Basketball Coaches Association has honored guard Maggie Lucas as a State Farm Wade Trophy finalist and head coach Coquise Washington as a Russell Athletic Region 6 Coach of the Year, which also means Washington is now a finalist for the WBCA's National Coach of the Year. Both award winners will be announced at the Final Four during the WBCA award show on April 8th in New Orleans. The end of March usually means warm weather and spring sports outdoors, but I went to State College High to find out what happens when teams are forced to move inside because the cold weather outside won't seem to end. That's the sound of baseball season. ball caps, sunglasses, and maybe even some sunscreen. But not quite yet. The weather has been less than ideal for the beginning of most high school spring sports. State College High School's baseball team has been practicing in their gym and not getting their much-needed time on the field. With all the bad weather and snow we've been having recently, it's been causing a lot of teams to have to cancel their games and move practices inside. But with that comes a lot of challenges. Like for the baseball team behind me, they have to use these yellow rubber baseballs, which are only made for indoor use. Reasons like this are why the teams can't wait to get back out onto the fields. But baseball isn't the only team facing challenges. Even the track and field team has been practicing inside. Assistant coach Joe Serra says there's more difficulties than just not being able to do certain events indoors.
It's a big struggle because we have so many sports going on. We don't always get gym space, so we're practicing in hallways and, practicing on steps and stairs everywhere. So it's more struggle just to find space to practice, let alone practice at all.
With their first meet of the year already being canceled, athletes are itching to get outside and compete.
I'm super ready. I just got new track spikes. I'm ready to get out there and throw. I'm getting antsy for the weather to get nice.
It's safe to say most athletes are ready to get outside and play ball. Penn State, standing at 5-15, will stay at home this weekend as they take on the 7-14 Purdue Boilermakers in a 3-game series. The Penn State men's swimming and diving team won't be home this weekend as they sent 7 athletes to the NCAA championships in Indianapolis yesterday. The meet will continue through tomorrow at the Indiana Natatorium. That's it for sports. Coming up next on the Center County Report.
Just a month after Penn State's Thon raised $12 million, a local sub shop is also raising money to help fight pediatric cancer.
Plus, Easter weekend is here. We check out a local business to see if the Easter Bunny is bringing in holiday sales. Jersey Mike's in State College wasn't just packed with customers this week because of their popular subs.
It's Make a Difference Day. Basically, 100% of all sales today will be donated to the Four Diamonds Fund from our location.
But it isn't just this local Jersey Mike's taking part in this day of giving. Every store nationwide will also be donating all of their sales to their charity of choice. Hundreds of local residents and students showed up to support a charity that is very popular among the community. Since 1977, the Penn State community has helped raise more than $100 million to the Four Diamonds Fund in the hopes of conquering childhood cancer. So many people showed up to the fundraiser that at one point they even ran out of bread for the subs. With Easter weekend here, local chocolate stores like Garner's Candies are seeing a big jump in sales. Garner's president Sam Phillips says Easter is by far the busiest retail week for the company. He says Garner's makes tens of thousands of chocolate bunnies and thousands of chocolate eggs. But Garner says their most popular item is the peanut butter melt-away egg. Assistant manager Katie Laxon says the holiday is important for business.
Easter is actually bigger than Christmas. We get more sales during Easter. You'd be surprised how much more. And basically, we stay in business because of our holidays. Those are big times for us.
That's all for today's Center County Report. For more news, go to our website, centercountyreport.com.
You can also follow us for breaking news on Twitter at Center County REP and check us out on Facebook as well. Have a great Easter weekend.